What if I told you that the repeating numbers you keep seeing are not random at all, but reflections of the exact zodiac energy your soul is trying to awaken within you? The numbers appearing on clocks, receipts, dreams, phone screens, and emotionally charged moments are not simply coincidences. They are energetic mirrors, and when combined with zodiac archetypes, they reveal something far deeper about your emotional patterns, spiritual lessons, and hidden inner conflicts. Most people think astrology and repeating numbers are separate systems. They are not. One speaks through cosmic personality. The other speaks through energetic frequency. Together, they create a language the soul understands long before the logical mind does. Every zodiac sign vibrates at a different emotional rhythm, and every repeating number amplifies a hidden lesson connected to that rhythm. This is why some people constantly notice 111, while others repeatedly encounter 777, 888, or 1212. The number appears where the soul is awakening, transforming, or learning balance. Let us begin where fire begins. Aries and 111. Aries energy enters life like lightning. Fast decisions, fast emotions, fast movement. Aries does not wait for permission because Aries was born to initiate. Yet beneath this confidence lives a quiet fear that slowing down means losing power. That is why 111 follows Aries souls so intensely. 111 is the number of new beginnings, conscious creation, and personal leadership. It appears when Aries energy is scattering itself through impulsive action instead of intentional direction. 111 whispers, your thoughts are becoming reality faster than you realize. Aries often mistakes movement for purpose. They chase excitement, challenge, and intensity because stillness feels unfamiliar. But the deeper lesson of 111 is not speed, it is alignment. Aries must learn that true power is not reacting instantly to life. True power is choosing where energy deserves to go. When Aries ignores this lesson, life becomes cycles of unfinished beginnings, passion without grounding, desire without endurance. But when Aries integrates 111 fully, they become unstoppable creators capable of turning instinct into destiny. Now let us move into Taurus and 222. Taurus carries the energy of stability, loyalty, patience, and emotional endurance. Taurus wants what is real, tangible love, tangible trust, tangible security. Yet 222 appears because Taurus often fears imbalance more deeply than they admit. 222 is the number of trust, divine timing, and harmony. Taurus holds tightly to routines, people, and emotional attachments because unpredictability feels unsafe. But 222 enters Taurus life as a reminder that balance cannot be forced through control. Taurus believes loyalty means never changing, yet the soul evolves through movement, not attachment. 222 teaches Taurus that harmony is not created by resisting change. Harmony is created by trusting oneself enough to survive it. There's something even deeper here. Taurus secretly longs for peace, yet often confuses comfort with peace. The universe sends 222 repeatedly because Taurus must learn the difference between true alignment and emotional dependency disguised as stability. Gemini and 333. Gemini energy moves through curiosity, communication, adaptability, and mental stimulation. Gemini absorbs information rapidly but struggles to sit with emotional depth for too long. Silence feels heavy, stillness feels exposing. This is why 333 follows Gemini so often. 333 represents the connection between mind, body, and spirit. It is a number of expansion, balance, and spiritual clarity. Yet for Gemini, Expression can become escape, talking instead of feeling, learning instead of healing, entertaining instead of confronting loneliness. The universe sends 333 to remind Gemini that communication becomes sacred only when truth is included. Gemini is gifted with words, ideas, and social intelligence, but their spiritual lesson is integration. 333 asks Gemini to stop splitting themselves into multiple identities just to survive socially. The soul becomes exhausted when authenticity is sacrificed for acceptance. Cancer and 444. Cancer energy feels everything deeply. Emotion moves through Cancer like tides controlled by invisible moons. Cancer remembers emotional pain long after others forget it existed. Because Cancer lives so closely connected to intuition and emotional memory, 444 appears as a sign of protection, grounding, and emotional security. 444 is the number of angelic support and inner stability. It appears when Cancer feels emotionally overwhelmed, abandoned, or uncertain. The universe uses 444 to remind Cancer that they are protected, even when they feel emotionally exposed. Yet Cancer often struggles to trust their intuition fully. They seek reassurance from others, even when their inner voice already knows the truth. 444 appears during moments of emotional awakening because Cancer is learning to stop abandoning themselves for emotional safety. The deeper lesson is profound. Cancer must understand that protecting everyone else emotionally while neglecting themselves creates spiritual exhaustion. 444 is not simply comfort. It is a reminder that emotional security begins within. Leo and 555. Leo shines naturally. Attention follows them because Leo energy radiates warmth, creativity, confidence, and life force. Yet beneath this brightness often lives a hidden fear of invisibility. Leo wants to be seen not because they are shallow, but because recognition feels connected to worth. This is why 555 follows Leo energy. 555 represents transformation, reinvention, and major life changes. It pushes Leo toward evolution instead of performance. Leo often gives generously, loves passionately, and performs strength beautifully. Yet 555 appears when the soul is learning that identity cannot remain frozen in old versions of itself. The universe asks Leo to embrace change without fearing the loss of admiration. The lesson of 555 is freedom through transformation. Once Leo understands this, they stop performing light and begin embodying it authentically. Virgo and 666. Virgo notices what everyone else ignores: patterns, mistakes, emotional inconsistencies. Virgo survives through analysis because control feels safer than chaos. Yet 666 appears constantly around Virgo energy because Virgo's soul craves balance beyond perfection. 666 is often misunderstood. Spiritually, it is not a negative sign. It is a reminder to step back, rebalance the mind, and reconnect with harmony. Virgo overthinks because they believe safety comes from fixing everything before it breaks. The universe sends 666 to teach Virgo that peace is not earned through constant correction. Virgo carries invisible pressure. Pressure to improve, pressure to perform, pressure to remain useful. Yet the soul becomes exhausted when worth is tied to productivity. 666 asks Virgo to stop living entirely inside the mind and reconnect with emotional balance, rest, and self-compassion. Libra and 777. Libra seeks harmony everywhere, in relationships, in beauty, in emotional environments. Yet Libra often sacrifices authenticity to avoid conflict. This creates a painful internal split between pleasing others and honoring themselves. 777 follows Libra because it signifies spiritual alignment, wisdom, and inner truth. Libra is deeply connected to fairness, but often becomes emotionally confused when trying to keep everyone comfortable. The universe sends 777 as a reminder that true balance begins internally, not externally. The spiritual lesson here is difficult but necessary. Peace built on self-abandonment is not peace at all. 777 asks Libra to trust their inner voice, make decisions without fear of disappointing others, and recognize that harmony without honesty eventually collapses. Scorpio and 888. Scorpio carries the energy of transformation, secrecy, emotional intensity, and personal power. Scorpio does not experience life lightly. Everything becomes deep, consuming, and psychologically layered. Because of this, 888 appears around Scorpio during periods of manifestation, rebirth, and emotional evolution. 888 is the number of abundance, power, and energetic return. It reflects Scorpio's desire for depth, success, and emotional mastery. Yet spiritually, 888 teaches Scorpio that true power does not come from control. It comes from transformation. Scorpio fears betrayal deeply because betrayal feels like death to the soul. Yet Scorpio's growth always requires symbolic death. Old identities, old attachments, old emotional armor, all must eventually collapse. 888 appears when Scorpio is stepping into a more powerful version of themselves, but only after releasing what no longer aligns with their soul. Sagittarius and 999. Sagittarius seeks freedom instinctively, adventure, exploration, expansion, meaning. Yet sometimes Sagittarius uses movement to escape emotional responsibility. Staying still feels dangerous because stillness invites confrontation with unresolved emotions. 999 follows Sagittarius because it represents completion, closure, and the ending of old cycles. Spiritually, Sagittarius must learn that growth is not only about discovering new horizons, it is also about finishing what the soul has outgrown. The universe sends 999 during moments when Sagittarius is resisting emotional endings, unfinished lessons, or necessary closure. 999 whispers, "You cannot begin the next chapter," while refusing to release the previous one. True freedom comes not from endless escape, but from conscious completion. Capricorn and 1010. Capricorn carries responsibility like second nature. Discipline becomes identity. Achievement becomes emotional protection. Capricorn often learned early that survival depends on endurance. 1010 appears because Capricorn's spiritual lesson extends beyond material success. 1010 is a number of awakening, spiritual development, and self-trust. It reminds Capricorn that life is not only about climbing higher, but also about reconnecting with inner worth. Capricorn fears failure not because of ego, but because losing control feels unsafe. The universe sends 1010 to remind Capricorn that they do not need to earn love, rest, or value through constant achievement. The deeper lesson is this: ambition without emotional fulfillment eventually creates emptiness. 1010 asks Capricorn to trust themselves spiritually, not only professionally. Aquarius and 1111. Aquarius lives ahead of its time. Innovation, rebellion, independence, and visionary thinking all live within Aquarius energy. Aquarius sees systems differently than others, yet emotionally, Aquarius often struggles to feel fully understood. 1111 follows Aquarius because it is the number of spiritual awakening, higher consciousness, and visionary creation. It perfectly mirrors Aquarius energy. But the spiritual danger for Aquarius is becoming disconnected from human emotion while chasing intellectual freedom. 1111 reminds Aquarius that ideas become meaningful only when grounded in human connection. Visions alone do not heal people. Presence does. Aquarius is here to awaken new realities, but must remember that emotional connection is not weakness. It is part of the awakening itself. Pisces and 1212. Pisces exists between worlds: dreams, emotions, intuition, spirituality, imagination. Pisces absorbs energy so deeply that reality itself can sometimes feel overwhelming. This is why 1212 follows Pisces constantly. 1212 is the number of spiritual trust, expansion, and dreaming beyond limitations. It encourages Pisces to believe in possibilities larger than fear. Yet Pisces often escapes reality when emotional pain becomes too heavy. Fantasy becomes protection. Avoidance becomes survival. The universe sends 1212 not to pull Pisces away from reality, but to teach them how to bring spirituality into reality. True enlightenment is not escape, it is embodiment. 1212 asks Pisces to trust their intuition while remaining grounded enough to transform dreams into real life. As this message settles within you, remember this carefully. Repeating numbers do not appear to control your future. They appear to awaken your awareness, and zodiac signs do not limit your identity. They reveal the emotional patterns your soul came here to transform. When numbers and zodiac energy begin repeating together, life is asking you to pay attention, not fearfully, not obsessively, but consciously. Because the universe rarely screams, it repeats until the soul finally listens.